Good morning. This is Pete Seifert from Northminster Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. And this is the first Friday of Advent. And I wanted to read to you from Luke chapter 1, verses 18 to 25. And we're picking up the story where Zechariah has been in the temple as a priest serving, and he's had an angelic visitation. He's been told he's going to have a son, even though he's very old, and his wife is very old. And it's a surprise to him. And so this is his response. And Zechariah said to the angel, "How shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife is advanced in years." It's a nice way to say his wife was old. And the angel answered him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I was sent to speak to you and to bring you this good news. And behold, you will be silent and unable to speak until the day that these things take place, because you did not believe my words, which will be fulfilled in their time." And the people were waiting for Zechariah, and they were wondering at his delay in the temple. And when he had come out, he was unable to speak to them. And they realized that he had seen a vision in the temple. And he kept making signs to them and remained mute. And when his time of service was ended, he went to his home. After these days, his wife Elizabeth conceived, and for 5 months she kept herself hidden, saying, "Thus the Lord has done for me in the days when he looked on me, to take away my reproach among people." It's an amazing story of visitation. And this is part of the drama that God sends Jesus into the world. For this is the coming of John the Baptist, and these are his parents, and it will be John the Baptist later in adulthood who will announce the coming and way of the Messiah, Jesus, and his adult ministry. It is Advent, and certainly there are all kinds of things going on. There's busyness. There probably aren't the crowds that we would like there to be, thinking we'd even like to be in some of those crowds. And certainly there's a expectation, especially this year, for what can come at the end of this year. Obviously, in 2020, that's been dominated by COVID and the reactions of how we've been able to interact and react with one another. There's a lot of hope that's being placed on the development and the effectiveness of a vaccine. But what about waiting for the coming Christ child? Imagine being Zechariah and his wife, and he was told he was going to have a son, and because he had a little bit of doubt, he's been told now he has to be silent. Can you imagine being silent for the duration of a pregnancy, not being able to speak? Was that a gift from God to Zechariah, or was it some kind of a curse or punishment? Regardless, what we know, it was a part of God's unfolding grace. That as a part of bringing John the Baptist into the world through this miraculous birth, and bringing Jesus Christ into the world, God's own Son, divine and human, that there was a father who needed to be quiet for a period of time. I wonder about you and me. Is it a time to be silent? To ponder what it is that God is up to? How it is that God will reveal his grace to us yet again? I have to admit, I'm not always comfortable in silence, but I'm learning to be more so. There's something important about being silent, and the ability even to be silent, to sit still with God, trusting that God is the one who is all-powerful, all-loving, all-present to us, that he has a plan for us, that we can trust in him. So in this Advent season, don't be afraid of silence. Maybe God has a plan for you in that. And maybe just in a simple discipline in this week, you can spend some time in silence reflecting on how it is that God is bringing grace into your life. How is it that maybe you might not be having a child, but how maybe you in your life are pregnant with expectation of what God can do in you and through you. God bless you this Friday. Have a wonderful weekend.